slam. Vince Higuera's good. Beaten a lot of players this year, including Safin on a couple of occasions. Vince Higuera's going to be a challenger. And just as at Wimbledon, Lleyton Hewitt lost the first set and looked very poor, but he fought back. See, 2-6, 7-5, 6-3, 6-3. How much emotional energy has he got? That's a first-round match. He's going nuts there. Julien Boutet was next in the second round, the Frenchman. Seven, 6, 6-4, 6-4 the score here. He's prepared to grind it out from the back of the court at any time. Against Yuri Novak from the Czech Republic, 3-3-3, his first look at Louis Armstrong Stadium, and you can see the type of tennis that Lleyton Hewitt plays. He sets up camp at the back of the court and says, "You're not getting through me." And people try too hard to hit through. Hey, listen, this was a windy night against Thomas Enquist. He would have been very disappointed, the 7th seed and champion in Cincinnati, to play so poorly. 6-3, 6-2, 6-4, an accurate reflection of the dominance that the Australian showed here. You can see the wind, and Hewitt just did not have the footwork to be dealing with that. He watches Rocky movies, by the way. Now, Arnaud Clément beat Agassi in round 2, but couldn't handle this one. A match too far, 6-2, 6-4, 6-3. So first slam semi-final for Lleyton Hewitt. And the good thing is, he's not getting ahead of himself.
No, I didn't come here to win it. I really haven't been taking it one match at a time. I haven't looked past the guy that I've been playing. And, it's probably a bit stupid for me to come out and say, I'm going to win the tournament when I hadn't made a quarter-final of a Grand Slam, going into this event. So, it's pretty not really realistic, I don't think, coming here and, saying I'm going to knock off Agassi, Sampras, Krajicek, whoever, and going to win this tournament, all these great sort of champions who have been in that situation before. It'll be a long day, but it'll be a very nice feeling. I think looking forward to a semi-final of a Grand Slam as well. So obviously I'm going to have a few nerves, sort of probably the morning of the match and that. But I feel like I like sort of being the feature match as well. I like sort of being out there, sort of trying to put on a show for everyone.
Feature match in the men's, possibly the pick of the two men's semis. Women's final coming up a little bit later on. It's all Lleyton Hewitt can do, not to burst into fits of laughter in there. He enjoys himself, Peter, and if he can go out there with that attitude, who knows?
He loves it. He loves it. He was born to be on the stage, and watch this guy play because he's going to be one of the big names, or if not the big name in men's tennis for many years to come. He's a great entertainer.
We're looking forward to seeing him play. He's playing Pete Sampras today. It doesn't get much harder than this. And here they come, walking out on the court. Sampras leading the way. Let's just listen in to their reception. Certain air of anticipation about this one. Everybody's looking forward to it, and we understand that the summit meeting, which is taking place in New York, has got one or two tennis fans involved in it, including Mr. Bill Clinton, who we understand is somewhere in the arena. Security never lets you know when he's coming, but we'll have a look for him later on with our cameras, or CBS will, who are our host broadcasters. Lleyton Hewitt looking mean and moody. Said he hasn't been watching those Rocky movies on his portable DVD, but that is the mentality that he takes out onto court. But here's the man, Pete, 29 years of age now, getting on a little bit. You wonder, actually, how long he wants to continue playing the game at the very highest level. As long as he keeps on winning, there's not going to be a problem, and I think he can win for at least another 2 or 3 years. Physically, one or two signs that it doesn't get any easier. He's had just a litany of injuries over the years. And last year he was coming in as Wimbledon champion and was so disappointed when he was practicing with Gustavo Kuerten. He herniated a disc in his back and was out. Actually, I think he was playing the best tennis of his life, or some of it, coming into this tournament last year. And Martin Dam was the unfortunate victim in round 1. Pete has spent 10 hours and 8 minutes on court. Didn't waste too much time with this one. Straight set, 7-6, 7-5, 6-4. Marginally getting better set by set. Justin Gimelstob was a nighttime match. Finished off in the right way. He didn't drop many games in this one either, just 7. 3-1 and 3 to go through to a third-round match with a very talented Argentine player, Agustin Caleri. Very hard hitter, this bloke. Didn't quite find the court in the tie breaks. Sampras played the big points really well in that match. 6-6 and 3 in total control. And who is Hun Tak Lee? He came through qualifying, won 3 rounds with victory over seeded Scolari. He beat Tarango, he beat Schuttler. But Pete was magnificent at the end. He just stamped his authority on that match. And then, of course, there was the match against Richard Krajicek. The second set tiebreak was absolutely crucial. And afterwards, he spoke about how it reminded him of the Wimbledon final with Pat Rafter.
Oh, I was thinking about it quite a bit after the second set. It was such a similar type of match, losing the first set, down on the tiebreaker, then all of a sudden the whole match changed within a couple minutes. It was like a carbon copy to the Wimbledon final. If anything, I feel less pressure to hold serve. You know, against Richard, I feel the pressure to hold serve because if I make one mistake, that's the set, and that's what happened in the first set. Because with Leighton, you know, he might return a little bit better, but at least I'll have some time to, you know, get into the match and get a rhythm and kind of dictate a little bit. He's had a great year, and he's won titles, and he's beaten top players, and you know, I think we know he's one of the guys that's going to be the future of the game. I've had some tough losses, one against Rafter, one against Korda, but hopefully this week that will change and I can break through and win here. But it's not going to be easy. I'm playing, you know, a tough young guy on Saturday.
Pete Sampras saying the way it is. Leighton Hewitt's won titles and he's beaten the big names, but he hasn't beaten me at the US Open. That's what that's what Pete is saying, Annabelle. How do you see this one going?
I definitely feel the same way as everyone's saying, that Pete Sampras has way too much experience for him. And like you said, Andrew, I can't really see where Leighton Hewitt's going to hurt him. He's going to hustle, he's going to run down balls, he's so quick round the court, he's going to get to a lot of balls and maybe come up with a few incredible passing shots. But I just think that Pete Sampras will have too much for him, too much variation, the bigger second serve. He's just going to attack him the whole time. And as Pete himself was saying, he will not feel as under pressure against Leighton Hewitt's service games as he did against a Richard Krajicek. I just think that that's the way the game's going to go.
Yes, it'll be an interesting match, I hope. I hope it turns into a match. And there's some very interested spectators over there, as I was telling you. There's Bill. That's with Judy Levering, the president of the USTA as well, taking his salute. His 8-year term about to be, well, finished now. 2 sessions is all they're allowed over there, Fleming. Are you going to vote?
Vote? Vote for what?
Are you allowed to vote over there yet?
Yes, I am.
You old enough? You can vote from over here, can't you?
Absolutely.
Proxy?
And I
Doesn't
will.
sound like you are going to.
Sure.
Well, that's all in November. This is now George Diaz in the chair and describing the action from the commentary box. Mark Petchey and Chris Bailey. Chris, there's always a little bit of a buzz, isn't there, when, well, A, when President Clinton's in the house, and B, when Pete Sampras takes the court.
Yes, Andy, good afternoon to you. There certainly is. Sampras and Hewitt walked onto the court, and a minute later President Clinton took his seat. Nobody was looking at the two players. Everybody was looking at Clinton in his courtside box. It was quite funny. We've got frozen zones over here where we can't walk. We've got snipers, sharpshooters on top of the commentary booths where we are. It's all not frightening, but it certainly gives this match and the whole tournament a bit of an edge today. So, Mark, people, I think everybody, as Annabelle Cross said, feel that Sampras is going to come through this one. Been doing, as ever, a little bit of homework before this match started, and I looked up Leighton Hewitt's stats, and Annabelle said, well, where's Hewitt's going to get his points from? Hewitt served 62 aces so far in this tournament, and Sampras has served 75, so that's an area that Hewitt, if he can get the first serve going, may win some free points.
Well, we've said it all week, these courts here at Flushing Meadows are quick, and if you place the ball well, you get a lot of reward, and that's what Leighton Hewitt does on his serve. He finds the corners, he finds the lines, and Sampras is also that's not his strongest area, is his return of serve, so I think that Leighton Hewitt definitely can hurt more off the serve than perhaps everyone's given him credit for. Okay, his fastest serve this week is only 122 miles an hour, but if you're putting that in regularly close to the lines, well, it's still a good serve, especially here with these light balls.
You can see there their head-to-head meetings strongly in Sampras's favour. They played twice on hard courts, the surface here. The latest of those in Miami, in one of the Masters Series events, where Sampras came through in the semi-finals in 3 sets. Also for Sampras, a win over Hewitt at Queen's Club last year and in New Haven on hard courts in '98. But of course, Hewitt, as we all saw at Queen's Club this year, rather surprising everybody by beating Sampras in the final there in straight sets.
Time, gentlemen, put that to play.
Well, after that match, Sampras was quoted as saying he's the best mover in the game, and that's a huge advantage. He returns well, his serve is improved, and I was a bit surprised at some of his passing shots. Well, this is exactly what could happen today. If Hewitt gets hot and he starts passing well, and the guy loves the target, well, then he certainly could trouble Sampras a little bit more. I know we've all picked Sampras, but I definitely think this guy's got a chance, especially if he gets off to a good start and gets the first set under his belt and starts feeling very confident.
Okay, 5-minute warm-up complete. All eyes now should turn to the centre of the court as there's Bill Clinton taking his seat, waving to a few friends. Not sure he's waving to Pete down below. Not sure if Pete knows he's here. So Sampras to start this second semi-final here on Super Saturday. The winner to play Marat Safin.
Thank you.
Well, the delay is really, there's a lot of photographers down there and they've turned their lenses away from Sampras and are looking up at Clinton.
Quickly onto the volley, Sampras.
He's going to have to make sure that he hits his volleys very crisply today, because he doesn't want to give Hewitt a chance to use his pace around the court and pick up balls that other players couldn't get to.
What Hewitt is going to have to do all afternoon if he's to trouble Sampras. It's not a bad start in the first game. Well, even though Hewitt lost the point, there's an example of the quickness of this young Australian.
He's so determined, Leighton Hewitt. Sampras also said after that Queen's final, he said, unlike a lot of the younger guys starting out, he's got a good heart. He wants it.
Sampras, first game.
Fairly clinical game to open up with from Pete Sampras. Both players en route to this semi-final, dropped just the one set. Sampras to Krajicek in the quarterfinals, and Hewitt to Andres Vinciguerra in the first round, where he dropped the opening set 6-2.
Hewitt to serve.
Well, certainly suggesting that fitness isn't going to be a problem out here today, that's for sure, and certainly not for Leighton Hewitt. He's a guy that loves to run the sand dunes when he's back in Adelaide. I think it's a clear example to everybody that hasn't been watching Leighton Hewitt for a while. he's improved.
It's a classic Sampras point. Bridget Wilson, Pete's fiancée. I'm sure we'll be seeing a lot of her throughout this semi-final.
That was a great point from Sampras. And they're just a clear illustration. He has the tools and the weapons to take care of Hewitt if he performs to the best of his ability.
(40-15). Hewitt, 1 game more.
Well, considering it was Hewitt's first service game in a Grand Slam semi-final, quite impressive. Opened up with a couple of aces.
The other thing he possesses, Leighton Hewitt, is a pretty flat second serve at times, and it skids through off the court. It's not that easy to get in behind. See there, Sampras just closing down. Looked like he wanted to try and come in behind it, but it's quite difficult to do.
That looked wide. Sampras thought it was wide. Will leave a slight mark on the course, although the chair umpire can't come down and check the mark like they can on clay courts.
Good. Good serve.
Well, it's well read from Sampras. It's actually moving backwards before Hewitt hit this shot. So it wasn't a bad lob. If he'd have closed the net down, he would have lost the point. That's great tennis. 2 games old this match. We've seen some phenomenal shots already, and Sampras at full stretch in this game. Another great return, but Sampras' half volleying so far has been incredible. He just loves the target, Leighton Hewitt. And that's what Sampras is going to give him all day. Just like watching Hewitt's eyes. The guy's so intense.
30-40.
Bang on the baseline. And Hewitt with the first opportunity to break. It's quite remarkable the way that this young man has started. Right on the back edge of the line.
Sampras has just been phenomenal in that area, saving break points, including that one. He's only dropped his serve 3 times and he's had 21 break points against him. The amount of times in those 21 you could bet you put first serve in as well.
Atlanta Sampras. Juice.
When you look at a player like Hewitt and you say, you know, how's this guy going to hurt someone like Sampras? I think one of the ways he hurts Sampras is by making him play so many balls. He just doesn't get as many free points as he does against other players.
Atlanta Sampras.
It's taken a while. Sampras' first ace. Sampras must be wondering whether he's playing Leighton Hewitt or Andre Agassi right now.
Just using the pace off the Sampras serve and angling his hands across the ball there, Leighton Hewitt. He's some competitor.
Atlanta Sampras. Game Sampras.
Well, any thought that Sampras may have had coming out here that his young opponent would be overawed by playing his first semi-final on Arthur Ashe court have been quickly dispelled. Sampras struggling, but holding on 2-1 first set. Hard to believe that 10 years ago Sampras won his first title here. And since then has dominated the men's game. 13 Grand Slam titles, 63 tour titles. It's quite frightening. So no breaks. It's been a competitive start, especially from Leighton Hewitt. 1-2 first set.
When you look at Hewitt's stats for the week, that's the one area, unforced errors, when he's playing opponents, is how many he makes them, how many mistakes they make. They've made 224 against him, whereas Sampras, his opponents, have only made 106. He just draws his opponents into making errors.
40 love. Hewitt. To Gonzalez.
2 aces once again in a service game from Hewitt, and his first love hold. Quite a lot of cloud cover overhead now, which I'm sure the players will appreciate. It's very, very hot when Todd Martin was out there against Marat Safin. Still pretty warm, but without the direct sunlight, not
51.
as hot.
Certainly seems to be serving a lot to the Hewitt forehand. Sampras on the deuce side, opening up the court for the volley.
Love.
Sampras answers Hewitt's love game with one of his own. Takes a 3-2 lead.
Sampras leads by 3 games to 2.
There's not just yet another Grand Slam final and possible title at stake here for Pete Sampras, but Mark, also, I think, a sense for Sampras to say to Leighton Hewitt right now, it's not your time yet. I'm still the man.
He is, and he will be for a while, Sampras, as long as he plays enough tournaments. The problem he'll have is if he, doesn't play enough warm-up tournaments going into the Grand Slams. But he's such a great player that, regardless, he is always going to be a threat. There's definitely a lot of respect out there at the moment on the court from each of them. More so from Hewitt, obviously, for Sampras. But definitely Sampras respects what Hewitt brings onto court. Hewitt, the men's open doubles winner.
Hewitt's parents, Glyn on the left and Sherilyn on the right. Glyn, a former Aussie rules football player.
31.
So saying Hewitt, the men's open doubles champion yesterday with Max Mirny. And he get a fair bit of confidence from that. That means he didn't have to practice too much yesterday. Used it for his practice. It was 3 sets, but I think he's pretty fit, Hewitt. I don't think it's going to be a problem.
41.
Just placing the serve so well.
Hewitt.
8 straight points in a row on Hewitt's serve. Once again, draws level. He's winning his serve so easy, not just because he's serving these aces, still keeping up that record of 2 in every service game, but he's getting 85% first serves in. So Sampras not able to jump on too many second serves.
Love 15.
The other thing Hewitt does, he puts a little bit of more pressure on your volleys because you think you've got to go for a bit more depth, maybe a bit more angle or pace. And therefore a few more errors creep in throughout the course of a match.
Fifteen-all.
Well, Sampras up at 70% of his first serves in at the moment, 129 miles an hour. The crowd like that one. But it is phenomenal when you look at him. Throughout this tournament, he's served at 63%, and when you think he's serving around 125 every single time, to serve at that sort of percentage is incredible. That's why he does have the best serve ever.
Good. Second set.
First double fault from Sampras. Not only does Sampras have one of the best first serves in the world, but he also has, I think, probably the best second serve in the world. Not just as accurate and pacey, but he has the guts to go for it when it really matters. Two aces to finish up the game. Sampras takes a 4-3 lead first set.
Sampras leads by 4-3.
Quick shot there of Hewitt's service profile. So lost a point when he's put his second serve in, and has only dropped 1 point when he's put his first serve in. So pretty remarkable stats from Hewitt and from Sampras. It's been a good start, this second semi-final here.
I think both of them showing when they actually can get into the point. You know, certainly Sampras looked threatening on Hewitt's serve. He hasn't actually been able to turn it into winning the point, but he's certainly been the one that's looking to come into net, hitting the big forehands.
Thank you.
First time that Sampras has taken the opening point on the Hewitt serve. As we see Venus Williams arrive for her final later on today. Williams Davenport coming up after this match.
Well, great footwork there from Leighton Hewitt to get himself back and into position, but it was the early preparation and Sampras unable to read it. Get the feeling that's going to be the pattern of a lot of the rallies here. Sampras just floating the ball back on his backhand side, just teasing Hewitt into going down the forehand and then using the running forehand, which he hits so well.
40-15.
Interested to know what Marat Safin feels about playing the winner of this match, because he's somebody that struggled with people that don't give him any pace. Gianluca Pozzi in the second round in 5 sets. So in some ways I wonder if Safin would prefer Sampras to win.
Safin's record against both men tied at 1 win apiece, so not much to choose from there, although Safin has had a recent win over Pete Sampras in Toronto a few weeks ago in the quarterfinals. They won a final set tiebreak.
Hewitt.
It's a deep second serve from Leighton Hewitt. Another service hold from this young Aussie. Level once again. You can always rely on the Americans to come up with some way of building up a match, or especially the ladies' final. It's being described over here as big babe tennis. I'm not sure that either lady would appreciate that title, but that's what they're calling it.
I've got no comment. Again, Sampras going to the Hewitt forehand side. A little bit more dangerous when you serve volleying to always serve out wide. You are giving your opponent the angles. You've got the quality of Sampras' serve, though. He probably doesn't worry about it as much. Certainly looks to me as though Sampras' plan is to try and keep Hewitt moving at all times, serving him wide and then hitting the volley into the open space. Looks like he's trying it all he can to stop Hewitt from being able to stop, set, and then hit the pass.
Okay, Sampras. Sampras leads by 5-4.
Hasn't appeared to me, Leighton Hewitt, Mark, to have come out here with any sort of fear in his belly whatsoever.
I don't think so. And when he's had a chance, he's really taken it. I mean, it's been the quality of Sampras' play that's really kept Hewitt from sneaking ahead so far in this set. I really do think that Leighton Hewitt is a completely different character to a lot of the younger guys. I know the ATP have got this thing, new balls please, coming. I still think he is so much better mentally than all those guys. Even someone says Safin. Safin just has a big game. I mean, he's a great player, but I think mentally Hewitt is just he's so competitive on every single point. When I played him when he was 15 years old and lost to him, I've never met a guy, you know, or played a guy at that stage who was that competitive and who wanted it that much at 15 years old.
It's a real problem that his coach Darren Cahill has of actually trying to get him to switch off from tennis and to just relax and do something else.
Well, his idol is Tiger Woods, and he's very similar in that aspect. I mean, the guy goes home and watches golf videos all afternoon to see the next course he's going to play and things like that. It's exactly how Lleyton Hewitt is. But at the same time, you have to have that if you're going to be a great player. And we're all talking about who could be the next Pete Sampras. Well, I honestly believe that Lleyton Hewitt has a chance to get to the top of the game, and he will stay there consistently because he has such an appetite for the game. Whether he's got a big enough game to do what Sampras has been able to do, you know, only time will tell. But I certainly think he has the appetite.
I'm not sure there will ever be another Pete Sampras, but certainly Lleyton Hewitt is a contender to not fill Sampras's shoes, but to certainly be in the top 5 of the men's game for quite a while. So serving to stay in the first set here, 4-5.
You're watching Lleyton Hewitt serve, 4-5 on serve in the first set, men's semi-final match. Pete Sampras, who's won this tournament 4 times before.
Please, ladies and gentlemen. Yes, first serve.
There's President Clinton.
Bill Clinton,
Just dropping hats down on
signing
people.
a few autographs, a few hats. Oh, sign that,
hands
sir,
full.
please.
Steve mentioned, of course, the Millennium Summit here in New York all week. Concluded yesterday. Chelsea Clinton was
Must be
out
tough.
here
Just wants to
earlier in
come and
the
watch the
week.
tennis, watch a bit of Sampras, and he spends his whole time looking down, signing tennis balls and hats. And Hewitt was actually saying that. He said it's pretty tough in Australia. He said the public are pretty tough on him. Like if he didn't stop and sign something, they'd let him know what they thought.
He does play the saxophone after all. That's great tennis.
That, for me, is the best point that Sampras has played so far on the Hewitt serve.
It's what he's been looking to do for the entire match, was wait for the big forehand, which opened up
that
the
Hewitt's in
point.
trouble. Watch him move forward now and capitalize. This is great tennis. Look at
And he
the
came in, and again, hitting his volleys a little bit harder than he usually does.
Get a second serve. Sampras tells, sensing an opening. Break open this first set. Get a break.
That's an unbelievable forehand from Sampras, and this is what he's just capable of. When he gets an opportunity,
First set.
just raising his level and unleashing another forehand.
Just turning the volume up
And
enough.
Sampras upping the pace here. And Hewitt finds himself 2 set points down.
Well, the problem for Hewitt as well is he can't just go to the backhand of Sampras, because Sampras is just waiting over there now. I have to go down the line a little bit and take a risk on opening the court up for Sampras's cross-court forehand.
And there's the first come on from Lleyton Hewitt, approval from his parents. Missed it. Played the point so well up until then, Hewitt.
And that time Hewitt going to Sampras's forehand. Someone that's just won the doubles title here. That's not a good volley.
Third chance for Sampras to take the opening set.
Net.
You wonder how long it's going to take before Sampras starts moving over a little bit more to the backhand side and hitting the forehand, because that's twice now Hewitt's gone to the body on the second serve, and it's certainly not a pacey second serve. That last one just 81 miles an hour. Sampras will have time to get round it and use the forehand.
Does he slice enough for you, Sampras, from the back of the court?
Well, I think when he slices, you know, I don't think he hits his slice particularly. I think he uses it to get a good length and just sort of hang around in the backhand corner and then start using the forehand. I think he could use a little bit more, especially to Hewitt's forehand side.
Long, and Hewitt holds after saving 3 set points. How vital will that service hold be to Leighton Hewitt? It's the first time as well we've seen Hewitt really animated, like we know he can be.
And you can bet he'll be getting more animated if he can get into this Sampras service game here. Sampras has really been shutting him out of his own service game so far, apart from one opportunity early on in the set. I think Hewitt can count himself a little bit lucky to be at 5-all. Talk about Sampras's serving early on in the week when he wasn't really being tested. He was sort of cruising through, but there were a couple of tight sets. He was hitting his second serve around 100 miles an hour, sometimes at 90. Comes in today, he's playing Hewitt, got a lot of respect for his return. Suddenly 116 mile an hour second serves coming down. He's serving the line so well at the moment, Sampras, and the depth. He's going to the backhand on the advantage side and the forehand on the juice side.
Once again, it's a heavyweight second serve. And all because, as Mark was saying, Sampras has the utmost respect for the quality of Hewitt's returning. Sixth ace from Sampras, and he'll force Leighton Hewitt to serve once again to stay in this opening set. Well, Sampras here in the last couple of games has been making somewhat of a push. Had 3 set points on Hewitt's last service game. Didn't play them particularly well. But it was the first time he'd taken the Hewitt serve to deuce. So then what can he do once again here? Hewitt, for the second time of asking, serving to stay in this first set.
Thank you. Well, 15.
Second double fault for Hewitt.
Thirty 15.
Certainly an area for concern for Hewitt at the moment is his serve. He started the match so well, a couple of aces in the first 3 service games in each game, and they've dried up somewhat.
Sampras not doing a lot with the ball, just making Leighton Hewitt force the issue. And a 4th set point as his fiancée looks on.
Thank you.
That's a clutch play, because the second serve was woefully slow from Hewitt.
It's always a danger when you chip charge and you go cross court. You do give your opponent quite a few angles. That was a good stretch volley there from Sampras, but Hewitt had his man. He doesn't make mistakes on balls like that. But the serve, well, the percentage at one point in this set was at 70%. Hewitt, he's now at 51.
Yeah, needs a first serve here. Finds it. 7th ace.
Certainly an area that he'd want to work on is the consistency on his first serve. Throughout the tournament, he's only been serving at 52%.
Not enough done with that volley from Sampras. Hewitt once again staving off a set point and forcing this one into a tiebreak.
I think at times when Sampras gets that ball where he had it on the forehand before he came in, he needs to hit the off forehand. You see Hewitt there, he was already running to pick up the forehand down the line. And he just needs to throw one in there to make Hewitt think.
There are tie-break records for this year so far. Sampras won 23, lost 9. Hewitt won 11, lost 7. They're both undefeated in tie-breaks for this year's championship. Hewitt takes the first mini break.
1-0. Hewitt.
I just think he thrives in this atmosphere in New York. I think it's going to be his best Grand Slam event for sure coming here. You know, the crowd love it. Half of them are already out of their seats in the last game when he held on for 6-all. And they'll respond to him if he continues like this. The grip that Sampras has on his forehand, he's able to get so much penetration on the ball. Look at that. Took it on the rise, everything working together, the body weight going into the shot.
So one mini break apiece right at the start of this tie break.
2-1. Hewitt.
That's half a chance.
2-1.
For once you felt Hewitt just a little slow getting his feet up the court after the return. It was such a good return. And more than likely was going to be a weak reply from Sampras. And just that moment's hesitation forcing Hewitt into that shot. It took a while to get his first one. Now there's a glut of aces, 7 in all.
So 6-all, 3-all in the tie break, change ends. Hewitt's only tie break so far in this year's championship, coming in the second round against Julien Bouteau of France, which he won 8-6. Sampras has played 4 and won 4 so far. On the line, and what a gutsy second serve as well.
Great change of direction there from Hewitt, because you look at Sampras there, he was looking to try and get in on the second serve, expecting it to the backhand. This guy really knows how to think his way around a tennis court. See what he thinks of that. Again, just a little slow moving up the court after he'd hit such a good return. And it forced him to have to hit that ball a little bit lower than he would have liked.
Sampras.
One of these 2 points on the Hewitt serve for Sampras, and they'll have yet another set point. Sampras threatening.
Well, it's not always that easy to hit such a slow ball, and that's exactly what Leighton Hewitt's giving Sampras on that second serve. And Sampras, it seems to me, is undecided on whether to chip charge it or run round it and then use his forehand. I'd kind of like to see him run round a couple of these and try and hit the big forehand.
So having saved 4 set points, Leighton Hewitt now has #1. Anxious moments for both camps.
Put your house on Sampras making a first serve when it really matters. And again, so deep, not allowing Leighton Hewitt any real time to set up, and no mistake with the overhead.
I'd put my house on it.
If you had one.
So both men have had set points. And still this first set undecided. Made it. Has missed 2 of those passing shots in this tie-break. Didn't miss the third.
Well, when I was playing against him and he gave a reaction like that, you thought, geez, this guy's cocky. And now I'm watching him play, I love it. And it's getting the crowd involved. You look at this. Come on, rock. And you can bet he was watching that before he came out here.
Well, certainly listening to the music from the Rocky film. Second set point. I'm not sure that he'll get a better opportunity than that.
Well, some people are putting this down to nerves. I'm not sure. He was going to the favourite side of Sampras. He knew it had to be good. If it wasn't and Sampras had a chance on it, he would have been in trouble. But a great opportunity all the same. It's gone begging.
On the line, Sampras patient play, and then he got the forehand on the ball.
Well, look at this footwork from Sampras to get round there. That wasn't a bad shot there from Hewitt, but look where Sampras playing that, just outside that doubles line. An incredible angle.
Sampras' first set point of this tiebreak. Number 5 in total. That'll do. Sampras clenches his fist to his corner. 57 minutes it's taken the number 4 seed to take the first set, 7 games to 6.
Thank you.
We'll find out fairly shortly. There'll be a bit of a delay while some people take their seats at the back of the court. And it'll be Hewitt to open up this second set. It's been good stuff so far.
Definitely feel it was a more important set for Leighton Hewitt to take, just from the belief point of view that he's won the set and he's right in the match. Really, the first serve percentage hurt Hewitt towards the end of that second set. I mean, end of the first set, sorry. It just dropped dramatically.
He's keeping Sampras away from the net purely by mixing up and going at times, or quite a lot of the time, to Sampras' forehand, which Sampras is not expecting.
Well, especially on that deuce side, he's caught Sampras out a couple of times. I still think that Sampras could look on the ad side a little bit more at the second serve. Use his feet, maybe stand back a little bit, wait for it to come and then hit the forehand. But he seems to be content with just chipping this ball back.
Considering he has such a heavyweight forehand, Sampras, he doesn't use it a lot on the second serve return, does he?
No, he definitely seems quite keen to just chip the ball back deep and hang around again in that backhand corner and wait for it for the sort of second or third shot. I think he could take advantage early on.
Thanks.
Hewitt giving himself a little bit of a hard time then. He knows there's just no point in hitting that shot. Just playing into where Sampras wants the ball. And the first serve percentage has now dropped below 50%, and it's going to hurt Hewitt. That's exactly what Pete was saying after his match with Krajicek. He says, when I play Hewitt, I mean, he had a lot of opportunities on his serve. And he's certainly getting into more and more service games right now. Well, Hewitt paying the price there. That ball was too short with too much spin on, and it gave Sampras a lot of time to set up for the pass.
Break point for Sampras right at the start of this second set. And the first foot fault for Hewitt.
Well, Sampras 0 for 5 on break points at the moment. Certainly hasn't played them very well at all. Hasn't been Hewitt's good play. Such a big game for Hewitt early on in this set. The way that Sampras has been serving, he cannot afford to lose his serve.
Hewitt once again is doing well on these break points he's facing. Saving yet another one and holding for 1-love, second set. There's some excellent news for British tennis. And the news is that Lee Childs and James Nelson have won the boys doubles event here at the US Open, beating Trey Davis and Robbie Gnepri of the United States 6-2, 6-4. So Childs and Nelson winning what I believe is their first junior Grand Slam title together. It's a good bit of news, Mark.
Excellent bit of news. The more events you win, and certainly events such as this, it is important. It should give them both a lot of confidence, not just for their doubles, but hopefully for their singles as well.
And Nelson had a pretty good tournament, not just winning the doubles, but making the third round of the singles event as well. So maybe James Nelson, a name to look out for. Sampras here, love one, second set.
It's so demoralising playing someone like Sampras when he's serving like this. There's just nothing you can do. You just can't get into the game. You can't make anything happen. You're just totally reliant on him missing a few serves. And the way he's serving on his second, you almost need him to start serving a few doubles.
Which he can do at times, can't he? When the doubles come, they tend to come in batches. He's only served one so far. Maybe he was listening to us.
Lance Hewitt's coach had heard that. He'd be up here, you know, paying us dollars, wouldn't he, before every point.
He actually owes one of our commentators some dollars anyway. Hewitt, Darren Cahill gave one of our commentators 500 to 1 that Todd Martin wouldn't come back from 2 sets love down against Carlos Moya. Silly man only put $1 on it.
Well, Hewitt has managed to latch on to 1 second serve from Sampras here and put a little bit of pressure finally on the American serve. I talk about it every time Sampras gets to the later stages of tournaments, he's able to up his level, and that's exactly what he's done here again. He did it against Krajicek for the last 2 sets. Look at this volley, so deep, forcing Hewitt away from the court, making the passing shot less effective, and the easy put away. And again, the serve out wide, just opening up the court for the volley into the open space. And you can talk tactics all you want, but it's when you come out and watch someone like Sampras execute them as well.
Still no breaks of serve in this semi-final. Sampras has had 5 break points, hasn't converted. Hewitt's had just the 1. That's in the 3rd game of the first set.
15-love.
And so far in this match, out-acing Sampras 9-7.
Such a loose arm, Sampras. He just generates so much pace from almost nothing. Sampras will tell you it's not about the number of aces or the power, the speed that you hit them at. It's how consistent you are.
$30-15.
Just at times, Hewitt looks rather tentative on that second serve.
Doesn't really have a reason to be. It's not like Sampras is taking it on and really putting him under pressure. Well, he lost that point, Hewitt, on the slice backhand that he hit back to Sampras, allowing Sampras into the point on his own terms.
30-40.
From there, you always got the feeling that Sampras was going to be able to get onto one of those.
Well, he can only let Sampras have so many opportunities against a serve. That was Sampras' 6th break point of the match. He converts on it and takes a 2-1 lead, second set. It's taken Pete Sampras 75 minutes of play here to get the first break of serve. There's never a break until you confirm it with a service hold, and that's what Sampras is coming out here to do now. It's a good crowd here, pretty much full, capacity of just over 22,000. As you can see, it's quite a warm day, a hazy day, as we look out towards the Manhattan skyline. So Sampras here with the new balls as well, serving at 2-1.
15-love.
Well, Sampras done a good job of making Hewitt think about his forehand return. You see there, Hewitt just practicing it. Just isn't making enough balls back into court.
And clearly, by the way that Sampras has been directing his serves, he feels that the Hewitt forehand is the slightly weaker side as far as the return game goes. Sampras preserves his break with his 8th ace. Just about, you feel, starting to pull away a little bit.
Net.
Foot fault called once again from the same lines person on this baseline. Sampras just checking it was a foot fault. Second serve for Hewitt.
Certainly now it looks as though Sampras has decided to use the chip charge approach shot. And Leighton just letting out a bit of frustration at the linesman there.
Net.
Not a bad shot from Sampras, took all the pace off it, floated it cross court, but Hewitt just too quick.
It's double figures for aces. Sampras wasn't sure on the call down the middle. Pete's sister, Stella. Don't see her at too many tournaments. I think that's the first time I've ever seen her at any form of tournament. Of course, Sampras' parents were at Wimbledon for the final. 11th ace from Leighton Hewitt. Sampras, though, with just the one break of serve in the second set. So both men taking their allotted time at the change of ends. They're actually told when they meet at the net for the coin toss that they have to sit down until time is called. They call them TV changeovers now.
Let's maybe just see Hewitt trying to get over a little bit more to the forehand side here and force Sampras to hit the big one down the middle. But he can do that as well, so it doesn't really matter, does it? Must feel like it's like trying to save a penalty at times when you're returning Sampras' serve when he's serving this well. Only dropped 4 points when he gets his first serve in at the moment. That's also against one of the best returners on the tour at the moment.
Anybody hit that one better?
Nobody. Nobody will either. I mean, that was clean as anything. It wasn't easy. It was actually jumping at an angle this time as well. Look, wasn't even jumping straight forward. He's on fire today.
I like the look in his eyes as well at Hewitt. He was just looking at him, wasn't he? Great stuff. Recover from that one.
You have to wonder what it's like living in Pete Sampras' world, isn't it? The tournament really only started for him about two sets into the quarter-final match. He thought, hey, gee, it's actually starting the US Open this year. He's come out today and shown what he's all about. It's incredible.
He's not just upping his level, he's upping the pace of the serves as well. Ever since Sampras has broken, he hasn't dropped a point on his serve. Takes a 4-2 lead. It's all happening here at the US Open today. Super Saturday. President Clinton in the audience. Marat Safin through to his first Grand Slam semi-final. And news filtering through to me from Jerry Williams a while ago that a leading tennis photographer, apparently not British, has been arrested here today for biting the face of an American photographer.
Have you eaten in the canteen?
I'm sure we'll get a bit more news of that one later on. Clearly the man hadn't had some lunch. Oh, exquisite. Such control with the wrist. It wasn't a bad serve from Hewitt. Good length.
Well, Sampras is really showing the limitations in Hewitt's game at the moment. It's just a lack of weight of shot, low percentage of first serves, and Sampras taking full advantage. It took him a set and a bit to start doing this, Sampras, but once he has, he's not losing a point as soon as he's getting in off the second serve.
15-40.
2 break points for a 5-2 lead.
A good first serve, and it's deep, and it usually is deep because Hewitt, being only 5'11", is a low margin for error over the net. That's why it is tough for him to make a high percentage of serves. It's the only area of his game that hasn't been good is converting on the break points, the opportunities. He's 1 of 8 so far. That's why they call him Sweet Pete. Just right out of the middle of the racket. It's all about timing.
It won't be easy to shake off Leighton Hewitt. 12th ace. Well, there's a series of forehands coming from Sampras right now that, quite frankly, are ridiculous.
Well, it's a forehand clinic from Sampras at the moment, isn't it? Look at it. Nice early tail. He's so loose, and the acceleration through the ball. It looks to me a little bit at the moment like he's playing an exhibition. It's how much he's enjoying it.
Paul Annacone there on the right of your shot, and I think next to him, Sampras' stringer, Nate Ferguson. Sampras the only person or player that I know that travels with his own stringer.
Well, that's a good second serve, and it's worked a number of times for him today. He's changing it up. And he's hanging on, Hewitt. You wouldn't expect anything less from the Aussie, though.
Well, Sampras appealing that the first serve was long. He missed a couple of opportunities there to take a 5-2 lead. As it is, he's just the one break up, 4-3. Match updates, and Hewitt first serve percentage has dropped from the dizzy heights that he started at. He was up at 65-70% in.
Hewitt's in some pretty illustrious company when you look down at the number of teenagers who have won 6 titles or more before they turn 20. Chang, Medvedev, Agassi, Becker, Wilander and Borg. And of those, it was only Agassi who took until he was 22 years to win his first Grand Slam. The others all won their first Slam before they were 20.
Yes, listen.
So the first point he's taken off the Sampras serve in 3 service games. What can he do with that?
They'll be needing to repaint the lines after Sampras has finished this match because he's hitting them so often. It's incredible.
Quick adjustment from Sampras. Ball really does take quite a high kick off the top of these nets.
And he had to keep his eyes on this one because it would have been easy to miss. I don't think the passing shot from Hewitt had enough on it anyway to trouble Sampras. But he served, I would guess, at about 65% of his first serves to the backhand side, outside to wide to Hewitt's backhand, and then suddenly he'll just pop 2 down the middle. It's just impossible to read. I mean, you're continually guessing where he's going to serve. Well, Sampras has done such a good job of not allowing Hewitt the luxury of setting up for his passing shots. He's always been on the move, just getting there in time to hit it. And Hewitt's showing that when he does have time, he's lethal.
Listen. Sampras.
111 miles per hour, that second serve down the middle. Must be somewhat demoralising for Leighton Hewitt. So serving here to stay in this second set.
Always hit that forehand down the line there, Hewitt, and you know he's thinking in the back of his mind, do I really want to do this, because I'm allowing Sampras a full go on the forehand. One time Sampras missing.
Looks like he's thinking about his next service game right now. Not too worried about this one.
Get the feeling with Sampras that matches just aren't a mental struggle for him for the majority of the time. Obviously he has his days.
14th ace from Hewitt. Sampras will serve for 2 sets to love lead. As well, with, looks like one of his children moves in illustrious circles, does Mr. McEnroe. There was rumours as well that the First Lady was going to appear here today, Hillary Clinton. And she's involved in a battle for the US Senate here in New York. So Sampras here serving for 2 sets to love lead. That was in, made it. Or did he?
Oh, I think it's been a change of by the lines. I think they were initially signalled in.
That's called wide. Could have been some shot. Look at this. Definitely wide.
Some volley from Sampras though. It was a good return from Hewitt, and Sampras managing to keep him on the run with that little angle.
Not his fastest so far of the day, that at 131. Nonetheless, a lot of heat on it. 3 set points for Sampras. Well, that set was a serving lesson from Sampras. Dropped just 3 points on his serve. 2 sets to love lead.
Tommasi, io non ripeto più che in giornata dubbia, insomma, questo Sampras, perché sennò divento banale. Ecco qua che si concede in tutta la sua vellosità,
sì, ma
villosità.
Da quel punto di vista lì ci sono dei modelli che sono più apprezzati di Sampras dal pubblico femminile, mi dicono
Sì?
Sì, dicono di sì, vogliono rafter, vogliono...
Ah beh, rafter.
Anche Gambil pare.
Ah davvero? Ma Gambil è finto, è uno di quelli del...
Un po' di plastica,
Sì, è uno di quelli, come si chiama, di quella che sia, la grande telenovela che è di gran moda adesso, insomma, un po' così. Senti, invece ci scrive il grande Vito Tongiani, grandissimo pittore e scultore, autore delle statue dei moschettieri e del grande bassorilievo di Suzanne Langlaine, insomma, e chiede di avere la tessera numero 3 del club della
birichino anche lui.
Ma è uno scherzo, magari uno scherzo non lievissimo, magari non si sarebbe associato a Noel Coward, anche perché lui era dell'altra parrocchia, ma insomma, voglio dire, comunque complimenti a vita per quello che ha saputo fare a Roland Garros, insomma, è un onore che uno
Safin
scultore
è più
italiano
forte di
abbia
Sampras,
fatto
Gianni, ci chiedono.
statue simili. Poi un saluto, adesso vengo da te, al mio amico Umberto Biondi, uno che gioca a tennis con me, anche lui chiede di essere socio, anche lui del club. E poi Safin è più forte di
Sampras, chiedono.
No, non
Lo
ancora.
sapremo domani. Ma
Sapremo domani. Lo sapremo domani.
Però può...
I
limiti non li sappiamo ancora.
No, i limiti non li conosciamo e diventerà molto forte. Per ora, se Sampras vince questa partita, mi pare favorito anche in quella contro Safin.
Io stavo poi pensando, siccome adesso finisce la partita devo andare a scrivere il pronostico per il programma,
sì.
forse tento Safin, visto Sampras di oggi.
Non osare troppo, Tommaso.
Ma quest'anno vengo su una stagione fortunata e allora mi posso concedere anche di sbagliare il pronostico della finale. Ace. (30-0). Altro ace. Beh, 3 ace di fila.
Mi smentisce.
Sarà l'unica cosa che riesce a vincere.
Mi smentisce questo Hewitt. Io ho detto all'inizio della partita che alla fine Sampras avrebbe comunque messo a segno una decina di ace di più. E invece fino adesso siamo 17 a Hewitt e 13 a Sampras. Insomma, Rino, sono in cattiva giornata. Uno ascoltatore si lamenta perché faccio le mie telecronache appoggiato alla tua spalla. Qua lo puoi smentire tu.
Insomma, io...
non siamo arrivati ancora a questi punti di intimità. E un altro si lamenta perché sospiro nel microfono. Io non è che sospiri, è che ho l'asma, povero vecchio, prego di scusarmi, ma insomma, che devo fare?
Hai visto Nureyev? Volley alta di rovescio di Sampras, straordinaria. Guarda qui, bella Veronica. (15-0). Questa non è da Sampras. La palla viaggiava in fretta, ma insomma... Punteggio 15 pari. 1-0 Hewitt, terzo set. 2-7-0 Sampras. Si riaffaccia il sole, un po' pallido. Doppio fallo di Sampras. 15-30. Due doppi falli consecutivi di Sampras. 15-40. Due palle break. Sampras non ne concedeva palle break dal terzo gioco del primo set. La prima la cancella con un ace. e la seconda con un altro ace. Insomma.
Un'autentica banalità.
Perché io, Gianni, sono d'accordo con te che questo Sampras è un Sampras così e così, però se vai a vedere ha concesso 3 palle break fino a questo momento.
No, ma voglio dire, Rino, tu mi conosci, quello che,
relativo.
Quello che dico io spesso paradossale,
Sì,
insomma.
sì. No, ma non è...
Perdonami,
io sono d'accordo.
Se c'è uno che dall'inizio del torneo, prima giornata, c'è la collezione della Repubblica lì a farne fede, ho detto questo non può non vincere il torneo, insomma, voglio dire, continuo a pensarla allo stesso modo, però nemmeno è troppo difficile. E sono un po' sorpreso che tu paradossalmente voglia dire ma forse vincerà Safin, forse vincerà Safin, perché come tu dici hai fatto molti pronostici azzeccati, io dico fortunati, insomma, un po'
certo.
azzeccati, e adesso vuoi strafare, ma stai attento che vince Sampras, attenzione. Comunque insomma deve ancora poi vincere qui. Ma
ricordo,
è ben avviato.
22-17 tele più nero la finale del singolare maschile. Beh, altro doppio fallo.
Li fa tutti in un game, così vai a posto.
È arrivato a 5.
3 in questo game, quindi esaurisce.
3 doppi falli e 2 ace in questo game.
Finisce di far beneficenza in questo game e poi via, insomma.
È fuori la demi-volée di Sampras, che aveva fatto un miracolo per rimettere, che aveva risposto molto bene Hewitt, e quindi palla break.
Palla break numero 4.
La terza in questo game. Comunque cancella anche questa.
E qua si lagna Hewitt. Perché si lagna? Perché non era giunto il grido del giudice di battuta, che però ci ha pensato l'arbitro.
Risponde ancora bene Hewitt e si procura un'altra palla break. Eccolo qui, guarda. Sampras non era arrivato nemmeno sulla riga del servizio.
Batte troppo forte. Arrivasse anche oltre.
Io in effetti devo dire la verità, all'inizio avevo paura che Sampras non riuscisse a meccanizzare.
Eccolo che ha preso il suo break.
Non riuscisse a meccanizzare il servizio e la volée proprio per questo fatto, serviva troppo forte per arrivare bene a rete. Poi ha imparato e è diventato Sampras.
Adesso vediamo come gioca in questa posizione di inatteso vantaggio Leighton Hewitt, quale talmente fighter che io non credo che mollerebbe mai un match, neanche 6-0, 6-0, 5-0, 40-0.
No, ecco. No, non ci pensa neanche.
Per l'avversario, se ben inteso.
Anche per lui. Quando è stato che ha battuto Correccia 6-0, 6-0, 6-1 e si è quasi disperato quando ha perso il game.
Tanto ha preso questa righetta, no? Così per gradire Sampras.
0-15. All'Australian Open l'anno scorso Hewitt ha incontrato Alex Correccia, che insomma non è un giocatore.
Sì, era il ritorno da un periodo di infortunio abbastanza lungo.
6-0, 6-0, 4-0. Sì. Finalmente fa un game Correccia e lui era seccato.
Mentre qui un po' svagato questo Sampras. Si lamenta con se stesso per non aver ricoperto il rovescio invece che averlo giocato tagliato in fuori.
15 pari. 30-15.
Preteso un po'
Una cosa
troppo.
difficile, di una
Era
difficoltà.
5 metri, quasi 5 metri dalla rete, insomma, giocare una stop volley di lì, vabbè, che è un grandissimo. Ma...
Era un ricamo, eh.
Oh là là, proprio un momento
Sì.
molto negativo. Pioggia di errori.
40-15. 2 palle per il 3-0.
Sfiorato il nastro.
Ace di seconda palla. 3-0 Hewitt. Massimiliano da Roma dice: come facciamo a non considerare Sampras il più grande di tutti i tempi? Non è il problema del Roland Garros, il problema insomma è tra quelli, ecco. Poi secondo me Kramer ha dominato il tennis più di quanto non lo domini Sampras adesso, ecco. Altri tempi, sì, certo, tutto è vero, per questo che ognuno rimane del suo parere. (15-0).
Adesso è anche interessante vedere cosa combinerà questo fenomeno con un handicap di 0-3.
È un servizio, è un,
sì.
È un break solo,
sì.
Quindi, insomma...
Però insomma, ecco, vedere come se la gioca da 0-3. No, un let.
È andata bene.
È un let.
L'altro aveva risposto un siluro. Questa è buona, perché è una giocata molto bassa e
molto
gran mano. (40-0). Passante di dritto Hewitt, circoletto rosso.
Straordinario, perché poi è una situazione di equilibrio estremamente instabile. Guarda, sta scivolando via, guarda, è riuscito a frenare con la sinistra.
Come Lendl.
Grande, sì. Ancora più acrobatico di Lendl, se è possibile. Comunque, sì. Guarda la facies, guardala lì. Sta per mordere, stava.
40-15 il punteggio. E lì chi c'è? 3-1.
Sì.
3-1 Hewitt. Ace di Hewitt, 15-0.
Fanno 19 gli ace del piccino, così per ridere. Da dove si vede che un buonissimo allenatore può aiutare, e quanto.
$30-0. E siamo a 20. 40-0.
E siamo a 21. Ma insomma, ho sbagliato giocatore io.
Pensa che Hewitt ha servito 7 ace già nel terzo set, in 3 turni di servizio.
Laddove dovrebbe cominciare un po' a dire, ma sono delle ipotesi, poi piuttosto...
Nessuno ci impone. L'unica cosa sicura è che nessuno ci impone di
no,
fare
quello proprio no,
ecco.
no.
Il resto lo lasciamo alla vostra immaginazione.
Sembra molto divertente. Ai ai ai. Cosa è andato a fare? Ecco, mi permetterai di dirti che quella è la vera Veronica. Adesso che pare che Telepiù trasmetta una corrida, forse.
Beh,
no.
la vera Veronica no, Clerici. La vera Veronica è alta, però questa è di più difficile ancora.
La Veronica è bassa, amico mio.
Ma nella tauromachia.
Sì, ma qua era un passaggio della tauromachia questa. Vabbè, ormai è andata, poi seguiamo le immagini.
15 pari.
Insomma, il dottor Garberi e il dottor Ponticelli, che sono le massime autorità italiane del toreo. Guarda che è riuscito a far star zitto McEnroe. Momento storico. McEnroe sta già zitto da più di 18 secondi. È incredibile, Clinton è riuscito a zittirlo. Ci vorrebbe più spesso Clinton da queste parti.
Trenta pari. Delizioso questo tocco di Sampras. 40-30. Quattro a 2 il punteggio, ma Hewitt è in vantaggio di un break nel terzo set. Sampras ha vinto i primi due, 7-6 il primo, 6-4 il secondo.
E adesso Vediamo un po', perché la fine del set si avvicina. Hewitt ha ancora 2 turni di battuta e fare il break nell'ultimo non è mai
è lungo,
troppo proponibile.
0-15.
Io vorrei solo rivederlo. Ha fatto questo punto clamoroso di semplice opposizione, guarda. Ma guarda cos'è riuscito a fare.
Costretto solo a guardare.
Sì, incredibile. Ha fatto il punto come se avesse uno specchietto in mano e riflettesse un raggio di luce clamoroso. Risposta di chop addirittura. Palla pesante, ragazzi, ma la porta a casa Hewitt.
15-30. E l'ha ripetuta. L'ha ripetuta.
Mamma mia, vabbè, la prima di Hewitt non era ingiocabile, 180 km/h, a 180 uno come Sampras gioca.
È
ma
la semplicità del movimento.
sì, clamoroso.
2 palle break, 15-40. Chiude con il dritto da fondo, qui è stato un po' sulle sue Sampras, forse diceva...
Cercava di abbassarla, cercava di sgonfiarla, non gli è tanto riuscito. Eccolo qua adesso, questo diritto qua.
Sempre palla break, 30-40. Ripete il servizio. Hewitt.
E out. Adesso vediamo un po' sulla seconda. E l'ha sbagliata e butta via la racchetta. Sì, perché è un errore gratuito.
Recupera il break di svantaggio Sampras, il punteggio è 4-3.
Well, he'd been in such supreme serving form, Hewitt, in this third set. Dropped just the 1 point going into that game and then just almost throws it all away. But you'd have to hand it to Pete Sampras with some quality returning.
Yeah, I was going to say, I thought you were being a little harsh on him there. But I mean, he threw away the last point. Fair enough. You can't really afford that sort of error at this stage. He was trying so hard to keep it on Sampras's backhand there that he just pulled it a little bit wide. But he's hit a couple of decent serves that was, were good enough earlier on in the set. And Sampras just latched onto them and nudged them down the line. Well, there's a website if you feel like visiting it, whatever it was for, I'm not sure, but and all credit to Sampras. He just manages to find another gear when he needs to. When he gets given an opportunity, or he creates something out of nothing, he suddenly then can step up. And so many times he takes it. I don't think we're going to see another service game like we saw earlier on in this set with the 3 double faults from him. Leighton Hewitt's life's just going to get a little bit tougher again.
Impressed overall so far, though, with Hewitt, first Grand Slam semi.
Very much. I think he came out here and played the way I expected him to. I thought he took it to Sampras early on. Sampras, he's beating him comprehensively because he's a better player. Unfortunately, in matches like this, I just feel, Sampras is the better player. There's not much else Hewitt could do. I mean, for 2 sets, he barely touched Sampras' serve. When he did get an opportunity, he took it. I think he's played about as well as he's been allowed to play.
The most telling statement I heard from Sampras was after his first round match, and he was asked a question. His response was, "If I play to my best, I will win this tournament comfortably." They were his words, comfortably.
And he's not wrong. He is the Tiger Woods of tennis. I know he hasn't won the French, and Tiger's won all the majors, but you know, it's on a different surface. It's a completely different comparison. This guy, what he's done in the last 10 years, is the Tiger Woods of tennis. It's phenomenal. And I don't think he's been given the sort of respect that he deserves over here in America. I thought it was laughable the other day when they said about the Sydney Masters Series, the championships ending tournament, and the American press said, well, it's a long way away. It's one of the most important tournaments in tennis, and they said it was a bit far away to travel.
But again, just making the cut-off from an attempted pass from Hewitt looks so simple.
He's been very selective about where he's hit his volleys as well today, Sampras. He's hit them into the spaces, and whenever he's had a chance, he's hit that shot. Again, you look where Hewitt set off from. He's a little bit too far behind the baseline all the time, and Sampras knows it.
Hewitt giving Sampras some of his own medicine forehand down the line.
40-15.
I haven't seen that serve too many times from Sampras. That's into the body, and a bit of limbo there from Hewitt to get his body out of the way and slotted it down the line.
Quality pass.
He did well to make up the ground here, because Sampras really stuck that volley and it was going away. Hewitt again guiding it down the line.
Sherilyn and Glyn, his parents there, urging him on. Sixth double fault from Sampras.
And the other double fault she felt it was because Sampras mentally had switched off. I think that one's really been because Hewitt's been able to latch onto a couple of returns. It's made Sampras think a little bit. There's a lot of players who take something off their second serve after they've just served a double fault. Sampras steps up and hits one right on the sideline.
That's a view from, I should say, one of the blimps that we have hovering overhead. There's two of them. Three games in a row now for Sampras. And he won 4. He's pulled it back to 4 games all. Can't be easy for the players, actually, not just the crowd and the whole atmosphere, but with these 2 blimps, I think I see a third one actually coming along now as well. Quite ridiculous.
40 left.
That's a good job he's been able to find a couple of aces in this game, Hewitt, because as soon as Sampras gets into the point, he looks deadly at the moment.
Hewitt stops the rot. And Sampras will serve to stay in the third set, 4-5. The ladies singles final, which was scheduled here at the Arthur Ashe Stadium, not before 4:30. So we're, what, 4:35 now. So I'm sure Venus Williams and Lindsay Davenport ready in the locker rooms to go. But this one far from over. Of course, that much to follow the conclusion of this semi-final match between Hewitt and Sampras. This is the first time in the match so far that Sampras has served to stay in a set.
Second set.
Well, the double faults have hurt Sampras in this set. And that has certainly given Hewitt hope.
Half a chance. You can see that Hewitt pointing down to the bottom of his racket, which is where he struck the return.
And that's all you get with this man, is half a chance. Because if you don't take it, he comes up with another serve like that. And he's hit the half volley very well all match, Sampras, and he's had to, because when Hewitt's managed to get the return in, he's got it in low. This one he was unable to control, and Hewitt pressing at just the right moment here.
That's the second set.
Sampras just querying that let cord. Umpire George Diaz hasn't had too much to do so far. Sampras read that lob.
It's almost not worth hitting this shot against Sampras. He is so tough to lob. He's such a great athlete. And he'd been better off trying to flick that one cross court.
It's a good leave. Only been a couple of inches, but it's enough for Sampras to hold. And level at 5 games all.
Well, Hewitt would be disappointed with that game because he did have a chance. He had a couple of looks at breaking Sampras' serve there. And now the pressure back on the Aussie. He's tried to use that tactic sporadically throughout the match, Sampras, to chip charge off the second serve. It was a good deep serve this time from Hewitt.
Just hopped up a little bit on that forehand.
I'd be disappointed with that. He constructed the point perfectly, got the sort of ball back that he wanted. Just failed on the execution of it. Well, it's one thing to be able to hit it as hard as Sampras does, but also to find that angle from where he was on the court.
Well, we're edging ever closer to another tie-break. Hewitt at 6-5, third set. Well, Sampras here with the tour trainer on, Doug Spreen, who has been massaging the left thigh of Sampras with what we think is probably heat cream. Haven't really seen any signs that Sampras has been struggling in his movement.
Well, in his match against Krajicek, though, in the last couple of sets, he kept sort of stretching. It looked like he was stretching out his hip flexor, which he actually strained last year in Indianapolis. And then at the start of the third set, he just did it again, just briefly. And that may be one of the reasons why he's not serving quite as well, because that's the left leg, is the one that you push up off.
So Sampras with the new balls, serving once again to stay in this third set at 5-6. And if he is hurting, he'll want to get this set over and done with as quickly as possible.
Although I'll just have to quantify, him not serving well is still serving pretty well.
Yes, for us mere mortals, we'd be quite happy with a low Sampras serving. We're hearing reports from courtside that the trainer went on just to loosen up Sampras's leg. Sampras just saying it's feeling a little bit tight.
That's one of the reasons why Sampras hasn't employed the body serve very much, because if you don't get it right, it goes straight into the slot, exactly where Hewitt wants it. You can drag that ball anywhere around the court.
Used that shot well today, Sampras, the little drop volley. And we'll have yet another tie-break to decide the outcome of the set. Sampras won the first set on the tie-break 9-7 after both men had set points. Hewitt to start.
If Hewitt is going to turn this match around, he's going to have to do something that no one else has managed to do so far in the championships, and that's win a breaker off Pete. And that's not a good start.
Fourth double fault from Hewitt. And automatically Sampras with a mini break.
So little time to pick up Pete's serve. You see how close to the service line that one was. So much depth on this serve. And that time going for a little too much depth.
Both men handing points on their serves with double faults. Hewitt at 1-2. Should have made it. Was up there in plenty of time, Hewitt.
He got the feeling he kind of lost the point when he went to the Sampras forehand with not a big enough shot of his own. As you say, he should have made it. The line was wide open.
Played one bad point in each tiebreak, hasn't he? That backhand there and that forehand that he had on a set point that he hooked wide. And that may just cost him the match. Well, that's a wonderful response from Hewitt. back on serve again in this tie-break.
That's a good second serve from Sampras, right down the middle as well. But Hewitt loves that shot, picking his spot. I think he wants it. If Sampras does have a problem with his leg, he'll be wanting to finish this match off in the next couple of minutes. He won't relish the thought of going 4 or 5 sets.
Tommasi, io non ripeto più che in giornata dubbia, insomma, questo Sampras, perché sennò divento banale. Ecco qua che si concede in tutta la sua vellosità,
sì, ma
villosità.
Da quel punto di vista lì ci sono dei modelli che sono più apprezzati di Sampras dal pubblico femminile, mi dicono,
Sì?
Sì, dicono di sì, vogliono Rafter, vogliono...
Ah beh, Rafter.
Anche Gambil pare.
Ah davvero? Ma Gambil è finto, è uno di quelli del...
Un po' di plastica, eh?
Sì, è uno di quelli, come si chiama, la grande telenovela che è di gran moda adesso, insomma, un po' così. Senti, invece ci scrive il grande Vito Tongiani, grandissimo pittore e scultore, autore delle statue dei moschettieri e del grande bassorilievo di Suzanne Langlaine, insomma, e chiede di avere la tessera numero 3 del club della
birichino anche lui.
Ma è uno scherzo, magari uno scherzo non lievissimo, magari non si sarebbe associato Noel Coward, anche perché lui era dell'altra parrocchia, ma insomma, voglio dire, comunque complimenti a vita per quello che ha saputo fare a Roland Garros, insomma, è un onore che uno
Safin
scultore
è più
italiano
forte di
abbia
Sampras,
fatto
Gianni, ci chiedono.
statue simili. Poi un saluto, adesso vengo da te, al mio amico Umberto Biondi, uno che gioca a tennis con me, anche lui chiede di essere socio, anche lui del club. E poi Safin è più forte di
Sampras, chiedono.
No, non
lo
ancora.
Sapremo domani.
Sapremo domani.
Però può...
Sì,
I limiti non li sappiamo
no,
ancora.
I limiti non li conosciamo e diventerà molto forte. Per ora, se Sampras vince questa partita, mi pare favorito anche in quella contro Safin.
Io stavo pensando, siccome adesso finisce la partita devo andare a scrivere il pronostico per il programma,
sì.
Forse tento Safin, visto Sampras di oggi.
Non osare troppo, Tommaso.
Ma quest'anno vengo su una stagione fortunata e allora mi posso concedere anche di sbagliare il pronostico della finale. Ace. $30-0. Altro ace. Beh, 3 ace di fila.
Mi smentisce.
Sarà l'unica cosa che riesce a vincere.
Mi smentisce questo Hewitt. Io ho detto all'inizio della partita che alla fine Sampras avrebbe comunque messo a segno una decina di ace di più. E invece fino adesso siamo 17 a Hewitt e 13 a Sampras. Insomma, Rino, sono in cattiva giornata. Un ascoltatore si lamenta perché faccio le mie telecronache appoggiato alla tua spalla. Qua lo puoi smentire tu.
Insomma, io...
non siamo arrivati ancora a questi punti di intimità. E un altro si lamenta perché sospiro nel microfono. Io non è che sospiri, è che ho l'asma, povero vecchio, prego di scusarmi, ma insomma, che devo fare?
Hai visto Nureyev? Volley alta di rovescio di Sampras, straordinaria. Guarda qui, bella Veronica, eh. (15-0). Questa non è da Sampras. La palla viaggiava in fretta, ma insomma... Punteggio 15 pari. 1-0 Hewitt, terzo set. 2-7-0 Sampras. Si riaffaccia il sole, un po' pallido. Doppio fallo di Sampras. 15-30. Due doppi falli consecutivi di Sampras. 15-40. Due palle break. Sampras non ne concedeva palle break dal terzo gioco del primo set. La prima la cancella con un ace. E la seconda con un altro ace.
Un'autentica banalità.
Perché io, Gianni, sono d'accordo con te che questo Sampras è un Sampras così e così. Però, se vai a vedere, ha concesso 3 palle break fino a questo momento.
No, ma voglio dire, Rino, tu mi conosci, quello che,
quello
che dico io spesso paradossale, insomma.
Sì. No, ma non è...
Perdonami,
io sono d'accordo.
Se c'è uno che dall'inizio del torneo, prima giornata, c'è la collezione della Repubblica lì a farne fede, ho detto questo non può non vincere il torneo, insomma, voglio dire, continuo a pensarla allo stesso modo, però nemmeno è troppo difficile. E sono un po' sorpreso che tu paradossalmente voglia dire ma forse vincerà Safin, forse vincerà Safin, perché come tu dici hai fatto molti pronostici azzeccati, io dico fortunati, insomma, un po'
certo.
azzeccati, e adesso vuoi strafare, ma stai attento che vince Sampras, attenzione. Comunque insomma deve ancora poi vincere qui. Ma
ricordo,
è ben avviato.
22-17 tele più nero, la finale del singolare maschile. Altro doppio fallo.
Li fa tutti in un game, così vai a posto.
È arrivato a 5.
3 in questo game, quindi esaurisce.
3 doppi falli e 2 ace in questo game.
Finisce di far beneficenza in questo game e poi via, insomma.
È fuori la demi-volée di Sampras, che aveva fatto un miracolo per rimettere, che aveva risposto molto bene Hewitt, e quindi palla break.
Palla break numero 4.
La terza in questo game. Comunque cancella anche questa.
E qua si lagna Hewitt. Perché si lagna? Perché non era giunto il grido del giudice di battuta, però ci ha pensato l'arbitro.
Risponde ancora bene Hewitt e si procura un'altra palla break. Eccolo qui, guarda. Sampras non era arrivato nemmeno sulla riga del servizio.
Batte troppo forte. Arrivasse anche oltre.
Io in effetti devo dire la verità, all'inizio avevo paura che Sampras non riuscisse a meccanizzare.
Eccolo che ha preso il suo break.
Non riuscisse a meccanizzare il servizio e la volée proprio per questo fatto, serviva troppo forte per arrivare bene a rete. Poi ha imparato e è diventato Sampras.
Adesso vediamo come gioca in questa posizione di inatteso vantaggio Leighton Hewitt, quale talmente fighter che io non credo che mollerebbe mai un match, neanche 6-0, 6-0, 5-0, 40-0.
No,
ecco.
no, non ci pensa neanche.
Per l'avversario, se ben inteso.
Ma anche per lui. Quando è stato che ha battuto Correccia 6-0, 6-0, 6-1 e si è quasi disperato quando ha perso il game.
Tanto ha preso questa righetta, no? Così per gradire Sampras.
0-15. All'Australian Open l'anno scorso Hewitt ha incontrato Alex Correccia, che insomma non è un giocatore.
Sì, era il ritorno da un periodo di infortunio abbastanza lungo.
6-0, 6-0, 4-0. Sì. Finalmente fa un game Correccia e lui era seccato.
Mentre qui un po' svagato questo Sampras. Si lamenta con se stesso per non aver ricoperto il rovescio invece che averlo giocato tagliato in fuori.
15 pari. (30-15).
Preteso un po' troppo.
Cosa difficile, di una
era 5 metri, quasi 5 metri dalla rete, insomma giocare una stop volley di lì, vabbè, che è un grandissimo.
Era un ricamo,
Oh là là, proprio un momento
sì.
Molto negativo. Pioggia di errori.
40-15. 2 palle per il 3-0.
Sfiorato il nastro.
Ace di seconda palla. 3-0 Hewitt. Massimiliano da Roma dice: come facciamo a non considerare Sampras il più grande di tutti i tempi? Non è il problema del Roland Garros, il problema insomma è tra quelli, ecco. Poi secondo me Kramer ha dominato il tennis più di quanto non lo domini Sampras adesso, ecco. Altri tempi, sì, certo, tutto è vero, per questo che ognuno rimane del suo parere. (15-0).
Adesso è anche interessante vedere cosa combinerà questo fenomeno con un handicap di 0-3.
È un servizio, è un break solo.
Sì.
Quindi, insomma...
Però insomma, ecco, vedere come se la gioca. Da 0-3, no, un let.
È andata bene.
È un let.
L'altro aveva risposto un siluro. Questa è buona, perché ha giocata molto bassa e gran mano. (40-0). Passante di dritto, Hewitt, circoletto rosso.
Straordinario, perché poi una situazione di equilibrio estremamente instabile. Guarda, sta scivolando via, guarda, è riuscito a frenare con la sinistra.
Come Lendl.
Grande, sì. Ancora più acrobatico di Lendl, se è possibile. Comunque, accidenti, guarda la facies, guardala lì. Sta per mordere, stava.
40-15 il punteggio. E lì chi c'è? 3-1.
Sì.
3-1 Hewitt. Ace di Hewitt, 15-0.
Fanno 19 gli ace del piccino, così per ridere. Da dove si vede che un buonissimo allenatore può aiutare, e quanto.
(30-0). E siamo a 20. 40-0.
E siamo a 21. Ma insomma, ho sbagliato giocatore io.
Pensa che Hewitt ha servito 7 ace già nel terzo set, in 3 turni di servizio.
Laddove dovrebbe cominciare un po' a dire, ma sono delle ipotesi, poi piuttosto...
Nessuno ci impone. L'unica cosa sicura è che nessuno ci impone di fare
quello proprio no.
Ecco.
No.
Il resto lo lasciamo alla vostra immaginazione.
Sembra molto divertente. Ai. Cosa è andato a fare? Ecco, mi permetterai di dirti che quella è la vera Veronica. Adesso che pare che Telepiù trasmetta una corrida, forse.
Beh,
no.
la vera Veronica no, Clerici. La vera Veronica è alta, però questa è di più difficile ancora.
La Veronica è bassa, amico mio.
Ma nella tauromachia.
Sì, ma qua era un passaggio della tauromachia questa. Vabbè, ormai è andata, poi seguiamo le immagini.
15 pari.
Insomma, il dottor Garberi e il dottor Ponticelli, che sono le massime autorità italiane del toreo. Guarda che è riuscito a far star zitto McEnroe. Momento storico. McEnroe sta già zitto da più di 18 secondi. È incredibile, Clinton è riuscito a zittirlo. Ci vorrebbe più spesso Clinton da queste parti.
First serve.
Trenta pari. Delizioso questo tocco di Sampras, 40-30.
Sampras.
4-2 il punteggio, ma Hewitt è in vantaggio di un break nel terzo set. Sampras ha vinto i primi due, 7-6 il primo, 6-4 il secondo.
E adesso vediamo un po', perché la fine del set si avvicina. Hewitt ha ancora 2 turni di battuta e fare il break nell'ultimo non è mai
È lungo.
Troppo proponibile.
0-15.
Io vorrei solo rivederlo. Ha fatto questo punto clamoroso di semplice opposizione, guarda. Ma guarda cos'è riuscito a fare.
Costretto solo a guardare.
Sì, incredibile. Ha fatto il punto come se avesse uno specchietto in mano e riflettesse un raggio di luce clamoroso. Risposta di chop addirittura. Palla pesante, ragazzi, ma la porta a casa Hewitt.
15-30. E l'ha ripetuta. L'ha ripetuta.
Mamma mia, vabbè, la prima di Hewitt non era ingiocabile, 180 km/h, a 180 uno come Sampras gioca,
è
ma
la semplicità del movimento.
sì, clamoroso.
2 palle break, 15-40. Chiude con il dritto da fondo, qui è stato un po' sulle sue Sampras, forse diceva...
Cercava di abbassarla, cercava di sgonfiarla, non gli è tanto riuscito. Eccolo qua adesso, questo diritto qua.
Sempre palla break, 30-40. Ripete. il servizio. Hewitt.
E out. Adesso vediamo un po' sulla seconda. E l'ha sbagliata e butta via la racchetta. Sì, perché è un errore gratuito.
Recupera il break di svantaggio Sampras, il punteggio è 4-3.
Well, he'd been in such supreme serving form, Hewitt, in this third set. Dropped just the 1 point going into that game and then just almost throws it all away. But you'd have to hand it to Pete Sampras with some quality returning.
Yeah, I was going to say, I thought you were being a little harsh on him there. But I mean, he threw away the last point. Fair enough. You can't really afford that sort of error at this stage. He was trying so hard to keep it on Sampras' backhand there that he just pulled it a little bit wide. But he's hit a couple of decent serves that were good enough earlier on in the set. And Sampras just latched onto them and nudged them down the line. Well, there's a website if you feel like visiting it, whatever it was for, I'm not sure, but and all credit to Sampras. He just manages to find another gear when he needs to. When he gets given an opportunity or he creates something out of nothing, he suddenly then can step up. So many times he takes it. I don't think we're going to see another service game like we saw earlier on in this set with the 3 double faults from him. Leighton Hewitt's life's just going to get a little bit tougher again.
Impressed overall so far, though, with Hewitt, first Grand Slam semi.
Very much. I think he came out here and played the way I expected him to. I thought he took it to Sampras early on. Sampras, he's beating him comprehensively because he's a better player. Unfortunately, in matches like this, I just feel, Sampras is the better player. There's not much else Hewitt could do. I mean, for 2 sets, he barely touched Sampras' serve. When he did get an opportunity, he took it. I think he's played about as well as he's been allowed to play.
The most telling statement I heard from Sampras was after his first round match, and he was asked a question. His response was, "If I play to my best, I will win this tournament comfortably." They were his words, comfortably.
And he's not wrong. He is the Tiger Woods of tennis. I know he hasn't won the French and Tiger's won all the majors, but it's on a different surface. It's a completely different comparison. This guy, what he's done in the last 10 years, is the Tiger Woods of tennis. It's phenomenal. And I don't think he's been given the sort of respect that he deserves over here in America. I thought it was laughable the other day when they said about the Sydney Masters Series, the championships ending tournament, and the American press said, well, it's a long way away. It's one of the most important tournaments in tennis, and they said it was a bit far away to travel.
But again, just making the cut-off from an attempted pass from Hewitt looks so simple.
He's been very selective about where he's hit his volleys as well today, Sampras. He's hit them into the spaces, and whenever he's had a chance, he's hit that shot. Again, you look where Hewitt set off from. He's a little bit too far behind the baseline all the time, and Sampras knows it.
Hewitt giving Sampras some of his own medicine forehand down the line.
40-15.
I haven't seen that serve too many times from Sampras. That's into the body, and a bit of limbo there from Hewitt to get his body out of the way and slotted it down the line.
Quality class.
He did well to make up the ground here because Sampras really stuck that volley and it was going away. Hewitt again guiding it down the line.
Sherilyn and Glyn, his parents there, urging him on. Sixth double fault from Sampras.
And the other double fault she felt it was because Sampras mentally had switched off. I think that one's really been because Hewitt's been able to latch onto a couple of returns. It's made Sampras think a little bit. There's a lot of players who take something off their second serve after they've just served a double fault. Sampras steps up and hits one right on the sideline.
Well, it's a view from, I should say, one of the blimps that we have hovering overhead. There's two of them. Three games in a row now for Sampras. And he won 4. He's pulled it back to 4 games all. Can't be easy for the players, actually, not just the crowd and the whole atmosphere, but with these 2 blimps, I think I see a third one actually coming along now as well. Quite ridiculous.
That's a good job he's been able to find a couple of aces in this game, Hewitt. As soon as Sampras gets into the point, he looks deadly at the moment.
Hewitt stops the rot. And Sampras will serve to stay in the third set, 4-5. The ladies' singles final, which was scheduled here at the Arthur Ashe Stadium, not before 4:30. So we're, what, 4:35 now. So I'm sure Venus Williams and Lindsay Davenport ready in the locker rooms to go. But this one far from over. Of course, that much to follow the conclusion of this semi-final match between Hewitt and Sampras. This is the first time in the match so far that Sampras has served to stay in a set.
15 all. Net, second set.
Well, the double faults have hurt Sampras in this set. And that has certainly given Hewitt hope.
Half a chance. You can see that Hewitt pointing down to the bottom of his racket, which is where he struck the return.
Well, that's all you get with this man, is half a chance. Because if you don't take it, he comes up with another serve like that. He's hit the half volley very well all match, Sampras, and he's had to, because when Hewitt's managed to get the return in, he's got it in low. This one he was unable to control, and Hewitt pressing at just the right moment here.
Sampras just querying that let cord. Umpire George Diaz hasn't had too much to do so far. Sampras read that lob.
It's almost not worth hitting this shot against Sampras. He is so tough to lob. He's such a great athlete. And he'd been better off trying to flick that one cross court.
It's a good leave. Only been a couple of inches, but it's enough for Sampras to hold. And level at 5 games all.
Well, Hewitt would be disappointed with that game, because he did have a chance. He had a couple of looks at breaking Sampras' serve there. And now the pressure back on the Aussie. He's tried to use that tactic sporadically throughout the match, Sampras, to chip charge off the second serve. It was a good deep serve this time from Hewitt.
Just hopped up a little bit on that forehand.
I'd be disappointed with that. He constructed the point perfectly, got the sort of ball back that he wanted. Just failed on the execution of it. Well, it's one thing to be able to hit it as hard as Sampras does, but also to find that angle from where he was on the court.
Well, we're edging ever closer to another tie-break. Hewitt at 6-5, third set. Well, Sampras here with the tour trainer on, Doug Spreen, who has been massaging the left thigh of Sampras with what we think is probably heat cream. Haven't really seen any signs that Sampras has been struggling in his movement.
Well, in his match against Krajicek, though, in the last couple of sets, he kept sort of stretching. It looked like he was stretching out his hip flexor, which he actually strained last year in Indianapolis. And then at the start of the third set, he just did it again, just briefly. And that may be one of the reasons why he's not serving quite as well, because that's the left leg, is the one that you push up off.
So Sampras with the new balls, serving once again to stay in this third set at 5-6. And if he is hurting, he'll want to get this set over and done with as quickly as possible.
Although I'll just have to quantify, him not serving well is still serving pretty well.
Yes, for us mere mortals, we'd be quite happy with a low Sampras serving. We're hearing reports from courtside that the trainer went on just to loosen up Sampras's leg. Sampras just saying it's feeling a little bit tight.
That's one of the reasons why Sampras hasn't employed the body serve very much, because if you don't get it right, it goes straight into the slot, exactly where Hewitt wants it. You can drag that ball anywhere around the court.
Used that shot well today, Sampras, the little drop volley. And we'll have yet another tie-break to decide the outcome of the set. Sampras won the first set on the tie-break 9-7 after both men had set points. Hewitt to start.
And if Hewitt is going to turn this match around, he's going to have to do something that no one else has managed to do so far in the championships. And that's win a breaker off Pete. And that's not a good start.
Fourth double fault from Hewitt. And automatically Sampras with a mini break.
so little time to pick up Pete's serve. You see how close to the service line that one was. So much depth on this serve. That time going for a little too much depth.
Well, both men handing points on their serves with double faults. Hewitt at 1-2. Should have made it. Was up there in plenty of time, Hewitt.
You got the feeling he kind of lost the point when he went to the Sampras forehand with not a big enough shot of his own. As you say, he should have made it. The line was wide open.
He's played one bad point in each tiebreak, hasn't he? That backhand there and that forehand that he had on a set point that he hooked wide. And that may just cost him the match. Well, that's a wonderful response from Hewitt. And we're back on serve again in this tiebreak.
That's a good second serve from Sampras right down the middle as well. But Hewitt loves that shot, picking his spot. I think he wants it. If Sampras does have a problem with his leg, he'll be wanting to finish this match off in the next couple of minutes. He won't relish the thought of going 4 or 5 sets.